Hi everyone, I'm Yolanda. Welcome to Yolanda's Cakes. In this tutorial, I teach how to make two types of peonies. So let's get started. We will need gum paste, a small rolling pin, some brushes, petal cutters, edible glue, flower former balls, wax paper, petal dust, a foam ball of 1.5 inch in diameter, edible glue, cornstarch for dusting, fluoride tape, either white or green, ball tool, an addressing tool, stamens, 26 gauge floral wires, thin foam, a palette knife, hot glue gun, an impression mat, also a piece of styrofoam and a plastic sleeve. First peony will be made with all wired petals. First, we will make the center of the flower by taking a small piece of gum paste to make a small ball. Then, with your finger, turn it into a teardrop shape. Take a small palette knife and make 3 dents, dividing the teardrop shape into 3. Take a 22 gauge wire and wet the tip of it with edible glue. Insert it into the teardrop shape from the bottom. Careful not to go all the way through. Pinch and taper down to the wire. You have just formed a flower bud. Let it dry overnight. Make 3 of them. Next, let's make and wire the petals. Roll out gum paste to 1/16 of an inch on an impression board over groove. Remove gum paste from board, turn over. With a petal cutter, cut 1 petal. Now take the wire and moisten it with gum glue. Insert the wire through the groove to 3/4 of an inch, give or take. Flip over again over a thin foam. Using a Dresden tool, score veins on petal from top to bottom. With the ball tool, soften edges and ruffle the top of the petal. Let it dry in a flower shaping bowl. If you are using this type of impression mat, you cannot insert the wire through. The wire will be covered with the gum paste as I am showing here. After all the petals have been dried overnight, I will highlight the petals with petal dust. Don't forget to do the back of the petal as well. Take care not to break any of the petals. I will also highlight the flower bud. I start with a light green for the bottom, and as I work my way up, I use another color to give it contrast. Take a handful of flower stamens and make into 3 bunches by tying them in the center with a thin floral wire. Using florist tape, I will wrap the 3 flower buds and stamens to form the center. Using floral tape, add the petals to the center and wrap together. The first row will consist of 3 petals. The second of 5 petals. The third row will consist of 7 petals, and the last row will have 10 petals. Be sure to overlap the petals of the first 3 rows to make the flower look more realistic. For the last row, I let the petals fall in place naturally. Once you are done forming the flower, you can now move or arrange the petals as you wish. For the second peony, we will make a wired base. Take 3 wires, 22 gauge, and wrap together with floral tape to form one. Hot glue the end of the wire and insert it into a 1.5 inch craft foam ball. Set aside. I like to show you the set of petals colors that I'm going to be using to form this flower: pink, green, and blue. Cut 10 petals with a large cutter and 11 petals with a medium cutter. Wire, score veins, soften edges, and ruffle as we did with the first peony. Let them dry overnight in petal former bowls. After the petals are completely dried, highlight them using petal dust. Set them aside to be used later on. Meanwhile, roll out gum paste to 1/16 of an inch and cut 8 small petals with a pink cutter. Take the first petal. With a Dresden tool, score veins on petal. Brush edible glue on back side of petals and wrap over the top of the foam ball. Repeat with the second petal, overlapping the petals on top. You now have 2 overlapped petals on top of the foam ball. Next, score veins, Soften and ruffle the remainder 6 petals. Brush edible glue on bottom half of each petal and attach to base overlapping each other in the first row. You will notice that the ball is not completely covered at the bottom. This is okay. Next, roll out gum paste and cut 6 petals with the green cutter. Score veins, soften edges, and ruffle as you did before. Place upside down in a flower shaping bowl. Let them dry for 20 to 45 minutes or until petals hold shape. Then brush edible glue on bottom half of each petal and attach to base overlapping each other. Now the entire foam ball should be covered. We have just completed our flower base. Hang upside down to dry overnight. Now we will wrap our wire petals that we made the day before. Activate glue in the floral tape by lightly pulling it down before you start to wrap the petals. Now we are ready to wrap all the petals, starting with the 11 medium petals overlapping each other. Then, to complete the flower, wrap the largest petals the same way, all 10 of them. Once you are finished wrapping all the petals, then you can adjust their position by moving them around, being careful not to break any of the petals. We have just completed our second peony. would like to show you the final product. And here it is, 2 different types of peonies. These are beautiful flowers that you can use for any type of cake. You can make them in different colors and in different sizes. The following tips will help you elaborate a beautiful peony. Tip number 1, use gum paste. Do not use fondant. Tip number 2, always make extra petals in case of breakage. Tip number 3, let your petals dry completely. Tip number 4, make flowers way in advance and store them in a dry and cool place. They will last you for several weeks. Only keep in mind that color fades away as time passes by. Well, this has been all for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial as much as I did. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I will see you back here again soon with another tutorial. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. Until the next time, God bless you.